Hey guys, it's Kieran. In this video, I'm going to be covering the new Ecom email marketing funnel for 2024. So this is going to be really good if you're an e-commerce store that's currently just setting up their email marketing, or if you already have some flows set up, you're already sending a few campaigns per week, but you're looking to hit that 30%, 40% in email attributed revenue. This video is going to be good to watch. Basically, what I've done here is mapped out every flow, every possible outcome, every possible customer path that they can take, and just to show you how fail safe this system is in terms of generating as much revenue as possible and maximizing customer lifetime value. So without further ado, let's run right into it. Obviously we start up here where you have a bunch of cold traffic you want to market to, and the only way to get customers to your website is by paid traffic, paid ads, or organic traffic through posting social media. And all the purpose of this is to get people to your website. Now, there is only two possible outcomes here. Either they buy the product and become a first-time buyer, or they're just not interested, or they're not really convinced yet, because chances are it's the first time actually seeing you and your product. They don't really know who you are, and they're just still on the fence about actually buying from you. That's typically why you're only seeing like 2 to 3% of people actually converting as soon as they land on your website. And the majority of people either leave, get distracted, they might shop around at your competitors' websites, but yeah, basically they just forget about you until, again, they're scrolling on social media, they're on their death scroll, until they see another one of your ads and be like, hey, I've seen this brand before. Let's go check them out again. Now, there is a big chance that as soon as they land on your website, if you have a high converting pop-up in place, anything that converts around 8 to 10%, I would say is high converting. There is a good chance that they're interested enough to actually opt into your pop-up form. Now, some people just opt in because, they want the 10% off, they want the free shipping, whatever, for them to actually go in and buy a product straight away, which is great. But there is also a big chunk of people who will just opt in because they're still on the fence. Again, they're not really sure if it's a good product or not, but this is your chance to build up some rapport. So as soon as they opt in, this is where the welcome flow comes in. So you're building up credibility, you're showing off some social proof, you're telling them a bit more behind the scenes, your brand story, in the goal for them to come back and make their first purchase. And simultaneously, you're sending your campaigns, which is like 2 to 4 per week, all with the goal of getting them back to your website. So here's the interesting thing. As soon as they're actually subscribed to your email list, as soon as they come back onto your website for a second time, it doesn't matter what action they actually take, they're going to be receiving emails from you as long as you have all the abandonment flows in place, and post-purchase flow, which we'll cover in a sec. So if they become a customer, that's great. We'll cover that pathway in just a sec. But it doesn't matter what other action they take, whether they land on your website and then leave, they'll be receiving the abandoned site flow. Maybe they land on your website, click a few products, look around, then they'll be receiving the abandoned browse flow emails. If they click the add to cart button on an item, we can send them the abandoned cart. And if they go to the checkout, actually click the checkout button, then it'll be the abandoned checkout flow. Again, all these flows all have one purpose, and that's to get them back to the website and to make a first purchase. Now, if they're still not convinced, it's okay. Basically, what will keep happening is you'll keep sending your campaigns in hopes that they open and they eventually get interested. They click on the email to potentially learn more or buy a product, which again, they'll come back to the website and the loop continues over and over and over. Now, if they still don't buy, the only other option that really happens is they stop opening up their emails and they become less interested, less active. Now, what happens then if that goes on for like 2 to 3 months where they haven't even opened up their emails once or been on our website at least once? We'll send them to a sunset unengaged flow. Now, this is typically like 2 plain text emails just reaching out, just asking if they still want to be a part of the email list, whatnot. And again, only 2 outcomes. If they don't open up our emails, then they'll become suppressed, unsubscribed, so they're not counted for our Klaviyo billing. But if they do, that's great. They get re-engaged and they're back into the email marketing system until, again, either those 2 options happen. Either they become a customer or they just stop becoming active, or they stop being active again. So now let's move on to if they actually become the customer, which is ultimately like the goal of this entire process. That's great. They become a first-time buyer. And then we send them the post-purchase flow or the thank you flow, such like your custom first, second time, and third time thank you emails. You can also push your social media links here as well. But this is where your customer actually receives the product and hopefully they enjoy it. If so, you can do a review request flow to try to get a review out of them. If you tease like a discount if they do leave a review, then you would have to add in a review posted flow to actually give them that discount back and say thank you. We continue doing the 2 to 4 campaigns per week. If your product is a complementary or has a complementary product, a cross-sell could really work wonders here. But if you're more of a beverage company, or more of a consumable type company where a customer may run out after 30 days, 60 days, a well-timed replenishment reminder flow can get people to come back and buy again and again. So these are all like post-purchase flows that all have the aim of getting people to come back and make a second, third, and fourth time purchase. And again, we all want them to come back onto the website so they can actually do that. Now, if they buy a second time, third time, fourth time, that's great. They just loop back around and continue getting our campaigns per week. But if not, if they start becoming inactive again, that's where they go over and get sent the sunset unengaged flow. Typically, that's people that hasn't touched or opened up our emails or been on the website for, I do like 120 days. If they buy once and they haven't bought again in like the next 60, 70, 80 days, what we can do here is send them a customer win-back flow. So that's where we'd be like, hey, we miss you. We saw you bought this item from this collection so long ago. Do you want to come back and check out the latest products in that collection? Here's 10% off, yada, yada, yada. That's great. That can work wonders as well to get people to come back and be a second, third, or fourth time customer and so on. Again, this cycle just continues and continues until they either buy again or stop opening up our emails completely. So as you can see here, that kind of maximizes the customer LTV. And yeah, that's like the new e-com email marketing funnel of 2024. If you need help building this out, obviously I am an email marketing agency, compoundflows.com. You can book in an audit just to see if there's any potential in working together and if we can even get you a significant return on investment. If so, we can offer you a free Klaviyo audit and get you back a custom solution within 48 hours. So that's there if you need it. But all in all, thanks for watching, guys, and hope you learned something. Cheers.